All right, y'all go ahead. Questions for Coach?
Coach, how does this weather compare to Eastern Illinois?
You know, it's a little bit warmer, a little bit stickier, but you gotta love it. You know, we gotta train in here when it's hot. You know, when it gets hard, it'll only make us better later. So we gotta embrace it.
How do you? Go ahead.
What are you just trying to look for and see in this first week of practice?
You know, we're building, like we're already putting in, you know, most of the stuff that we had in the spring, you know, that we were slower in the spring, and now we're putting that stuff in and making sure, you know, guys can handle the installs and going out there and execute, you know, play in and play out, and because it starts to build on it once you start stacking those installs quicker and see what guys can process it, you know, and then still allow us to, you know, go out there and play fast.
Talk a little bit about building the depth that's behind Bignell to really.
Yeah. I mean, we've got guys there, like that will spot is one spot that we're trying to build depth there. You know, we got young guy there. You know, he's still coming along. You know, he's doing a great job communicating and doing a lot of good things. And then it's just going to be, you know, by process, or you know, by committee over there to build that next guy in. You know, and it could be coming from the other side as well. You know, but we'll keep working through it and finding the guys. You know, and make sure the best two inside linebackers are on the field at the same time. You know.
Getting Armondous back on the D-line,
yeah.
How big is that, and what kind of player does he bring?
Huge. I mean, anytime you can get a D lineman like that that's productive, you know, that's played that many snaps, and you get him back, you know, with all the guys that already got spring is huge, you know, and we'll keep building him in, coming back, you know, building him up slowly, but man, you get a piece like that back, it's huge.
Do you feel like he kind of flies under the radar a little bit when people look at this?
With the team, probably. You know, I don't know if how many guys are diving that deep into it and understand that. So he probably flies a little bit under the radar for sure.
With the loss of MJ last month, I guess just how's it kind of your safety group and you personally, how have you kind of handling that and coping with that?
I mean, you never have a plan for that. You know, that's as hard a deal as you can do, and you know, obviously affects everybody around here. And then, you know, as a football player, I mean, that dude was an unbelievable football player too for us. So, you know, that's been a process too, because in my room at safety, I've got a lot of guys that didn't practice in the spring because they were injured. So, you know, I got a lot of bodies right now getting a lot of reps, and you know, I'm just going to same thing like that we talked about with Will linebacker. I'm going to find the best two safeties to be on the field at the same time, whether it's, you know, pair and then try to build that depth of that third and fourth guy that I can trust, you know, and just keep building it from there, and then I can mix and match and move guys field boundary after that. But right now I'm just trying to build as much depth as I can, you know.
I mean, you only knew MJ for a few months, but I mean, what just kind of stood out to him?
I mean, his smile and his love for football. I mean, and that dude was smart. Like, he was infectious to be around, you know, like, because we moved him from corner into my room, and I loved him immediately. And he was a guy that just knew the game so well. Like, so like you were talking and having a conversation on a different level than a lot of different guys. And that dude was just instinctual. It's just a guy that you love to coach, and you just keep building, you know, molding, and was looking forward to that. And then obviously, you know, it's just terrible what happened. But I mean, I love being around the kid every day. Like, infectious smile, infectious personality, and love the game. You know, definitely gonna miss the hell out of it.
Justin said that playing against y'all from different teams, different defenses, a lot more spread out, a lot more aggressive.
Yeah. I mean, that's what we try to do. We try to give them, you know, multiple different looks. You know, try to give them the same shells, and then be able to give them different looks, different rotation, make it hard on the offenses. You know, to adjust to us. You know, offenses do a bunch of stuff these days that makes it really hard on defenses, but. So we try to do the same thing on offense the best we can. You know, like try to dictate the game as much as we possibly can. Because I mean, obviously they're in control a lot of it, but with what we can control, you know, we want to dictate that.
Were you and Coach Long on staff together at Notre Dame?
We were. Yes,
what do you remember about what you learned early, just kind of this high standard that he has?
Yeah, I mean, it was the same guy at Notre Dame. You know, I was obviously on the defensive side of the ball, working with the defense, but I mean, he did the same stuff. He made it hell on us on defense there. You know, trying to keep up with him. You know, so it's the same things that we're going through, trying to handle all of it. He's got some good stuff in there, and it makes you as a defense better going against that kind of stuff every single day.
Do two more for Coach.
Coach, I want to ask about Brendon Toles coming back from an injury, and how you feel he looks out there and just how important he's going to be for you guys.
I mean, huge, and that's another DB. Like not just my room, but the DBs in particular had a lot of guys that missed the spring that are back, and he's one that we're gonna lean on. And you know, he's been out there the first 3 days. He's looked good. You know, and we'll keep building him back, building the volume back. Like those guys that weren't able to go to spring. You know, it takes a little bit of time to get your feet back underneath you. But you know, he's a guy that started off pretty high, so we're excited about him.
Talk a little bit about how comfortable you feel behind Dylan.
I mean, that guy takes up a lot of space, you know, and that's what you want in the apex. You know, you got a guy like D-Law in the apex. He takes up a lot of space, and you know, he makes it hard for guys. You know, any perimeter plays for offenses. So he's a guy that you feel like you can play behind as a safety. So like tying the front end to the back end, you know, a guy like that makes it a lot easier to play behind.
How are things shaping up behind you? A lot of new faces over there.
Yeah, I mean that. Like I said, we're just keep building depth, getting a bunch of guys reps, you know, and moving guys around. But we got a lot of good, talented players, and we're just gonna let them fight it out and see who the top one is at the end of the day. You know, let them go compete.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks,
Yeah,
guys.
Coach,
Coach,